And after the light came up on me, this sort of specter would float into the light. It looked kind of like a cloud, but it would do this. And it would sit in the light as I was singing. And right before I finished, before the lights changed at all, right before I finished, hi everybody, it's Charlotte Moore here. I've been doing musicals for a very long time, and a very long time ago I was in Montreal at the Centaur Theatre, which is what this story is about, doing a national tour of Brecht and Weil's Happy End out of the Tarragona Theatre, directed by Bill Glasgow and Felix Merch, who was a brilliant master puppet maker. He co-directed. So we did this bizarre production of this very famous show with puppets as the visuals. There were 3 guys controlling all the puppets, and there were 4 women playing all the parts. Now, the cool thing about that was a really famous number like Surabaya Johnny, for instance, which is very, very long. It's in 3 different segments. This is a photograph. I'll show you in a second. 3 different segments for Surabaya Johnny. And so because they had the puppet as the visual, here's a picture of us in Montreal. This is one of the puppets. This is the Fly, if you're familiar at all with the show. Now, Surabaya Johnny is, of course, another character whose name escapes me at the moment, Lil. And so Lil was the same size as the Fly here. This is the only picture I have of the puppets, which is a real drag because they were fantastic. Bill was all leather and chains. Anyway. So what Don Horsberg, our brilliant music director, decided to do was to age the voice over the course of the song. Because the visual was the same, it could age. And what was really interesting about that is that I, as the youngest 24-year-old member of the company, ended up singing the last verse of Surabaya Johnny because my voice sounded the oldest. Kind of cool. Anyway, so here we are in Montreal. We've been touring the whole country. We had the same lighting plot, same set, same everything. And in Montreal, I noticed about, I'm going to say, 2 or 3 performances in. It was quite a long run. I'm going to say that I noticed as the light faded on the second oldest voice finishing her segment of Surabaya Johnny, and I still love you so, and I would stand up and my light would come in, and then I would start singing my verse, my section of this 7-minute song. And after the light came up on me, this sort of specter would float into the light. It looked kind of like a cloud, but it would do this. And it would sit in the light as I was singing. And right before I finished, before the lights changed at all, right before I finished, and I still love you so, it would leave before the light changed. And every night when I got up to sing, after the lights came up, the specter would float into the thing. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm nuts. I'm thinking this is a ghost. I'm nuts. And then And the last week of the run, I was having to do on Don Horsberg's really cool setup with the synth above the piano. I was doing a recording, an original song late at night. I had to get it in the next day to send it to Toronto. I was making a cassette, and he had a recorder and his synth on his setup. Anyway, I'm there late at night. I'm the only one there, only one still there. I did a really great take, and the whole thing got lost in the machine somehow, and I could sort of hear it, but I couldn't play it, and it was just really weird, the screw-ups that were happening. And so it was, by this time, it was about 1:30, maybe 1:45 in the morning, and I stopped, and I looked up into the ether, and I said, you know, if you let me get it, I'll be out of here in like 5 minutes. I'll be out of your way. And the next take was perfect. So, that's my story about the ghost at the Centaur Theatre in Montreal. He loved to hear me sing, but he didn't like me to be recording anything.